Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and the singing of our national anthem. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn still there? Say, does that star-spangled or the land of the free? The land of the free. Of God.
Trustees. Thank you to my fellow trustees and service. Special appreciation to our head of school, Dr. C, as we celebrate the completion of our first year at the Academy. Thank you for your thoughtful leadership, enthusiasm, and commitment to strengthening our school community. We are grateful for the positive impact you have already made and excited for the future under your leadership. Today, we gathered to celebrate the remarkable accomplishments of the class of 2026. I also want to recognize the parents, the grandparents, relatives, and friends whose support has helped our graduating seniors reach their milestone. Thank you. Graduates, as you leave Morgan Park Academy and embark on your next adventure, carry with you the confidence prepared to meet. Hold close the lessons you have learned, the friendships you have built, and the experiences that have shaped you. As you begin this next chapter, remain true to your values, lead with integrity, and approach the world with curiosity and compassion. Congratulations, class of 2026. We cannot wait to see all that you can accomplish.
Good afternoon, good morning. It's all feeling the same in this heat, right? Graduates, family, faculty, staff, trustees, alumni, friends, and I hear it, one very special little cat is out there. Welcome to Morgan Park Academy's commencement. We gathered today to celebrate a remarkable milestone, the graduation of our class of 2026. Graduates, this day belongs to you. Over the past years, particularly this year, you have worked so hard. You've devoted yourself to learning, growing, competing, performing, creating, serving, and leading. You have challenged yourselves academically, supporting one another as classmates, as friends, and have contributed to the life of the community here in countless ways. This past year, listen to this if you did not already hear this, they submitted 344 college applications to 175 colleges and universities across the country, and wait for it, earned more than $11 million in scholarships, which accounts to over $475,000 per student per graduate. I don't hear you. I still don't hear you. Among you here, we have state scholars, a posse scholar, recipients of full ride scholarships, and students who secured admission to their first choice colleges through early decision. These accomplishments are impressive and they deserve recognition. You can look back with pride on the impact that you've made on the school in athletics and the arts and in the new initiatives that laid the groundwork for MPA students that follow you. Our BPA group, the Business Professionals of America, launched a small business here on the campus, that cozy coffee shop in Hanson Hall. Have you visited it? It's awesome. Another group of seniors embraced opportunities available through the Ignite program and others. It's a new alumni mentorship program. It's wonderful. The legacy of this class can be seen here also in just a few feet over behind Mr. Drahausel. We have a garden planter they helped create as part of their class gift in keeping with our revitalization of the MPA school accomplishments, awards, or college destinations. The true measure of success, as we know, is not where you're going next, but is who you have become along the way. You have Morgan Park Academy, we strive to prepare students not simply for college, but for the lives of purpose, leadership, and service. The world you are entering needs people who are intellectually curious, grounded, compassionate, and courageous. It needs people who can think critically, communicate effectively, and work collaboratively to solve complex problems. We know they're ready for this responsibility, right? While I have had the privilege of serving as the head of school only here for 1 year, it has really been a joy to get to know you. I've witnessed your accomplishments, your character, your humor, your resilience, and your care for one another. You have left a meaningful mark on this school, and Morgan Park Academy is better because you've been here. As you leave this campus and begin your next chapter, to remain open to possibility, seek out experiences, build relationships with people whose stories differ from your own, continue to learn, not because you have to, but because curiosity is one of life's greatest gifts. More importantly, remember that success is not defined solely by personal achievement. Success is the impact you have on others, the integrity in which you live, and the difference you make in communities. The diploma you receive today represents years of hard work and dedication. It also represents a new beginning. The chapters ahead have yet to be written, and each of you has the opportunity to shape a future filled with purpose, meaning, and contribution. Graduates, we are so proud of you. We believe in you, and we'll be cheering for you wherever your path may lead. Congratulations, Morgan Park Academy class of 2026. Go forward with confidence, gratitude, and courage. I'm going to see if he's going to put that camera down for a minute. I have now the pleasure of presenting our highest award for alumni. Look at him. The Richard L. Joshua Integrity and Values Alumni Award. Named for a member of the class of 1940 who was among our most accomplished, dedicated supporters. The award is given annually to an alumnus in recognition of their lifetime achievements, professional success, and our school, community, and society. Today, we're pleased to present the Joshua Award to Dave Honor. Dave Honor, class of 1967. For more than 5 decades, Dave has been a creative force in Chicago and beyond, building a distinguished career that spans photojournalism, advertising, commercial photography, and fine art. Throughout decades of change in both technology and the visual arts, he remained driven by curiosity, continually evolving his craft while staying true to his passion for powerful storytelling through images. Work has taken him across the globe, from the British Isles and Europe to North Africa, the Caribbean, and Mexico, capturing compelling stories and unforgettable moments along the way. His talent and versatility led to a prominent role at Leo Burnett, where he served as an in-house photographer for major brands, including Marlboro, Johnnie Walker, United Airlines, Allstate, and Disney. What distinguishes Dave's work is not simply his technical mastery, but his ability to reveal the humanity within his subjects. His photographs capture more than appearances. They convey personality, character, and emotion. Through a unique combination of artistic vision and craftsmanship, he creates images that resonate long after the shutter clicks. As a proud Morgan Park alumnus, Dave has dedicated the past 18 years to documenting the life of the school. Through his lens, 2 decades of students, faculty, and staff have been preserved in a remarkable visual history of the MPA community. Today, we honor not only an accomplished photographer, but also a devoted alumnus and cherished member of the Morgan Park community, whose work has become an enduring part of our school's legacy. Please help me welcome Dave Onner.
Good morning and thank you for the Teshishwa Award. Before I actually begin, I'd like to make note and call out my brother Joe, class of 72. Joe started here in 69, and by 1970 I was working downtown as a commercial photographer, which piqued Joe's interest, and we went out and got him a camera. He built a darkroom in our basement. And by the time he was a senior, he was doing photography for the yearbook, the Academy News. He had started a camera club, and he was rapidly nipping at my heels. My mother was panicked. She said, one child in that field is bad enough, and went on to become a very successful businessman. Now, there are things in this world that live out there that are horrible and dangerous. And then while they have many names and effects, they all live under the banner cancer. It would have been nice to have Joe here today to share this day with me. And I am sure, Joe being Joe, he would have immediately said, well, you've obviously learned a bit from what I've been doing. But it's okay, because I would have welcomed that comment. Let's move on. I will tell you this is now the end of the dramatic personal section of this program, and you can sit back, relax, loosen your belts, and take a deep breath. Again, thanks to the Academy for the award. Although when I was told I was receiving it, I protested mightily. I said, I walk around this campus with a box with some glass mounted on the front, and I take pictures. I've known most of the past recipients, and I don't think I quite measure up. Dr. Cavallone patiently listened to my remonstrations and my reasons why this is a bad thing to do. And she sat quietly, thought peacefully, and leaned back on her experience and her knowledge and her understanding of people, and patiently said, knock it off. You're getting the award. I said, okay, I accept it. And then I was informed with almost sadistic glee that I was required to give a speech. I've never given a speech in my life. I've never had the desire, and more importantly, I've never been asked to give a speech. So that should tell you something right there. So I went home and I obsessed over this for a couple of weeks, and I got nowhere. So I went to my wife, who is as a physician, has given speeches and talked to rooms full of human beings. And I said, look, I got this award and this is what it is. And she was very appreciative and she said, that's a great thing, congratulations. And I have to give a speech. There was silence. I said, I can't figure this out. You got to help me. Give me some direction on how to do this. Well, there was some eye rolling, some soft animal noises. And finally she said, okay, I'm going to give you 3 tips. And then you're on your own. First is, keep it short. This isn't the first act of Henry V of Shakespeare. Go up, thank you, tell a story, be nice, sit down. I plan to follow that. Second, add a little humor in what you're talking about. Because an audience that has a subtle bit of appreciation of your humor, which is weird, will have less of a tendency to throw things. So that's a good point. And thirdly, I know you, for God's sake, watch your language. So here we go. I started at this school in 8th grade in 1962. 3 years after it changed from military to private, and 2.5 weeks after Blake Hall burned to the ground. For all of you who do not know the history of Blake Hall or what it stood for, which is like 99% of you, that's okay. See me after class, I'll be happy to explain. That also goes for any mention I may or may not make of East Hall and West Hall, buildings that no longer exist. So 8th grade was not too bad. I kind of enjoyed it here. I came over with a number of my classmates from Sutherland, great school, and I did okay. No problems, no visits to the principal's office. I moved up to upper school. Back then we didn't have the middle school thing. It was lower school, upper school. Easy to find people. So I came into upper school in 1963, graduated in 67. Now my high school years were bookended by 2 dramatic and amazing historical events. November 22nd, 1963, is on Friday. President Kennedy was assassinated. And the school responded by calling us all back from our classrooms to go to homeroom. We sat for a while. They wheeled in a huge black and white TV. It's 63, black and white, no internet. And we sat there for a while and watched Walter Cronkite on the news talking that President Kennedy had been shot. They didn't know he was dead yet. Governor Connolly had been shot, possibly the First Lady had been shot, and information to come. So eventually they sent us home. They said, school's closed, go home, come back Monday unless we call your folks and tell you differently. Now when we came back Monday, the mood of the school was such that we, as students, recognized a major shift in how our faculty was addressing us. Now in science, language, and chemistry, whatever, it's very hard to change the course structure, no matter what happens. You're not going to reconjugate French verbs because the president's been shot. That just doesn't happen. But when we got into our English classes, or history classes or civics classes, that's where you notice a drastic change. Our teachers here at that time were fabulous. They still are fabulous. And as a matter of fact, I look at the sea of academic robes here, and by the way, you all look fabulous. A serious fashion statement. I congratulate you on that immediately. Our teachers here are still incredible. But back then, we would go into a class, let's say an English class. We'd come in, sit down on our books, assuming we're going to have a normal class, and the teacher would come in and basically say, put away your books. We're going to have a conversation. And we would talk for the class period about current events, about what just happened. Why did it happen? Why did you think it happened? What do you think is going to happen with the country and the world because of it? It was a dialogue. And I kind of realized the first time we are being talked to as adults. There wasn't a teacher saying, this is what you should think, this is what happened, and this is how you should interpret it. We went around the room and we were asked questions. We were forced to give our opinions and our feelings. This never happened before. And it's happened in our history classes and our civics classes, like I said. And by the time we got done, like a week later with all this, we had a first class education in current events, real time. You can't beat that. The end of my time here in '67, in January, end of January, we had the largest snowfall that Chicago ever had. We had 27 inches in 24 hours. It shut the city down for 3 days because we didn't have the plows and the snow removal systems that we have today. As a matter of fact, they're replaced because of this snowfall. Normally, if I'd walk home, it took me about a half hour. I had to walk home because nothing moved on the street. It took me 2 hours to get home, and I was frozen. It was interesting. Also, between my freshman year and my senior year, all kinds of things were going on in the world. We had the Equal Rights Amendment. We had racial. We had the war in Vietnam. Anybody over 18 was carrying a draft card, and you were scared to death getting a letter marked "Greetings from the President of the United States." And he was definitely not sending you a box of candy. So we lived under all this turmoil and world change. And it's really an education to experience this, not reading a history book, but looking at it on the news, talking amongst ourselves, and having a real threat of possibly winding up in Vietnam, where nobody really wanted to go. So those years were pretty amazing, and it was an incredible background to grow up in. Now, we moved ahead and started working downtown and doing amazing things, as Dr. Cavallone just mentioned. All lies. But, no, they're not. But I want to talk a little bit about our teachers here and about the environment here at this school. As I said, our teachers were, have been, and are incredible. It's almost like there's a educational secret tractor beam that spreads out across the country and designates those individuals who are teaching who would fit perfectly for the school. And you didn't know this, but that tractor beam brought you here. And it's not just that they're teaching, but they interact with the students. They interact daily, and not just in the classroom. If the student's having an issue or you think he's an issue, it doesn't take anything for a teacher to approach them, ask them, console them, or direct them in a positive way. The school atmosphere is amazing. There's things you learn here that you don't know you're learning. I actually talked with a fellow alumni who I've been working with this past year, Erica Toomey, class of 1999, who is fabulous. Not only a great person, she's fun to deal with, she's intelligent, and she made an amazing speech at the senior breakfast. Such a great speech, I had to change my speech 5 times because we had talked about what we were going to talk about and she would go, my ideas. But she was so good, I told her, I said, I'm going to make you my spirit animal and you're going to give my speech up here today. She declined. So anyway, we talked about a lot of things, what the students learn here. And it's the intangibles that you learn, that you don't realize you're learning. What's an intangible? What are you talking about? The intangibles are things you learn on a day-to-day basis, interacting with fellow students interacting with the faculty, and it covers a multitude of life lessons that are essential when you get out into the real world. I'll just mention one: human interaction. This has always been a small school, as you know. Everybody knows everybody else. You may not know their name, but if you have a third grader in Jones Bowl and you point to somebody, who is that? They can tell you immediately, that's a junior. That's a sophomore. That's a senior. Same thing for an upperclassman. Who's that kid over there in the jungle gyms? Oh, he's a third grader. And he does this, he does that. Now, like I said, you may not know their name, but everybody here is recognized. And being a small school and moving around the school, we are in constant motion. Hanson Hall to alumni, to the Arts Center, to the gym, back to Hanson, up to third floor, down to first floor. Always in motion. You're rubbing shoulders with everybody. Now, if this was an adversarial situation, it'd be a mosh pit in there. You'd have fights every day. Don't rub against me, I hate you, I hate you more. Okay, fine. Everybody gets along. Everybody works together. That is the nature of the school. That's the way it's always been. When West Hall existed, see, I mentioned West Hall that you know nothing about. Our stairwells were half the size of what's in Alumni Hall. Talk about shoulder to shoulder. We crawled over people to go up and down the stairs. You had to know everybody and be accepted, otherwise it was going to be terrible. But we did it, and you learned. Now, when you go out in the real world, interpersonal relationships, civil relationships are essential. You get in a work environment, and you have to get along with people you may detest. But it's your job, and it's their job, and you have to share that space. Those skills, which improve and are modified and mature once you're an adult, or you think you're an adult, start here as the academy. Our mantra, be kind to your best. Can't do it. Now, I thought about these sayings, and they're great, and they work very well here at the school. But I said, they're very inward toward the individual person. And they're a challenge to each student here. You be kind. You do your best. Okay. You get in the real world, well, your universe expands tremendously. And how do you apply those sayings to working in an office of 500 or 600 people? It's very hard. All of you know who the United States Marine Corps are. A fine fighting body made up of men who do the hard things and get it done. They used to have a saying to motivate their troops, and I'll just paraphrase it. Hoorah, kill them all. For the Marine Corps, that worked great. In the real world, no. You're gonna have a lot of space around you if you ride the bus. You go to grandma's house for dinner and she's hiding the kitchen knives, and you're not gonna be going to too many barbecues. Well, the Marine Corps kind of recognized that. Several years ago, they changed their motto, which still works for the Marine Corps, but it actually works better when you're in society. Adapt and overcome. It's a good saying, it's short, 3 words, and it fits really well on a t-shirt. But adapt and overcome is how you have to manage your life. You're going to bump up against things. I'm talking to you people now too. You're going to bump up to things you don't expect. Things that come out of left field or over the transom you have no idea how to deal with. And you're going to have to, because it's going to determine how your expands, how your workflow exists. And it means modification. It means modification of your thought process, of your work ethic, your lifestyle possibly. All these things have to be adjusted. And by doing so, you overcome those roadblocks that you will face. It's simple. It's actually too simple, those three words. But they serve. They serve as a touchstone from where we should be as adults. I know I hate using the word adult because it's scary. Nobody wants to be an adult. Seriously. I mean, you're like, back off. I'm still a kid at heart. Well, you're not. You're 50 years old. So get past that. But it's true. You really have to modify and your thought process and your style of life. We all do that, and we change constantly. So, it's just something to think about. I'm getting a sign, I'm getting a hook in a minute, so I gotta get off the stage. So with that, I wanna say congratulations to all the parents of the seniors. Your kids did a fabulous job. I wanna congratulate you, because once again, you have survived high school. And this time you didn't have to worry about getting a date for Saturday night. I wanna thank the faculty and administration of the Academy for giving this award. And with all that, actually, I have to go back to work. So, I want to thank the seniors and to tell you, we have some lovely parting gifts for you. We call them diplomas, and you'll be getting them soon, so just bear with us. So I have to go back to work, like I said. So, with all that in mind, it's back to our show already in progress. Peace out.
Thank you, Dave. Our commencement speaker today, Dr. Lisa Daniel Limine, is a proud Morgan Park Academy alumna from the class of 1989, a dedicated physician and a longtime leader in healthcare and service. She's currently serves as a hospitalist at Union Hospital in Indiana and Advocate Trinity Hospital in Chicago, following a distinguished career caring for underserved communities on Chicago's South Side. A graduate of Stanford University and the University of Illinois College of Medicine, Dr. Daniel has remained deeply connected to Morgan Park Academy as a parent, a volunteer, trustee, and overall champion of the school. Her contributions have earned her the Thomas Malcolm Volunteer Award, induction to the MPA Hall of Fame, and recognition on the Athletics Walk of Fame, among others. Her service as trustee in recent years has been especially invaluable in our transition to a new era of leadership at MPA. Please help me in welcome Dr. Okay, so these are going to blow all over the place. I would like to take some time first and have you as an audience humor me for just a moment. As you sit in your seats, take a brief moment and close your eyes. Part of the Morgan Park Academy family. The very first time you committed to becoming an MPA student, an MPA parent, an MPA staff member. Now hone in on how you felt, what you hoped for, who welcomed you to campus on that very first day. Can you feel that? Can you remember that? Take a deep breath and focus. Visitors and families of the graduates, but for most of you, those feelings transcend years of being a part of this family. Some of you remember that day with a bit of anxiety, some with hope, some with the idea of making a difference in your students' lives. And then some, there was excitement. The excitement of starting new, making friends, working with new associates. Remember what you are feeling now, because I'm going to go back to that.
and those feelings as I travel through my speech today. But first, let me introduce myself. I am Lisa Daniel Elimine. I'm a proud graduate of Morgan Park Academy, class of 1989. I am the mother of two MPA graduates, Michaela Alexis, class of 2023, who is a rising senior at MIT, Madison Sanaa, class of 2025, who is a rising sophomore at Cornell University. And I am a parent to a current MPA student, my baby, Mackenzie Brooklyn, class of 2029, who is a rising sophomore here at the Academy. Many of you are familiar with my parents, who were very active here at MPA. My mother, Rosetta, who passed away in 2015, and my father, who was a member on that wall there in Hanson Hall, and at age 90 still remains a presence here on the MPA campus. We eat, sleep, and breathe Morgan Park Academy as a family. Morgan Park Academy has given a lot to us, and we are grateful to have been able to give back to the Academy throughout the years. When I was asked to give today's commencement speech, I was somewhat perplexed, and to be honest, somewhat fearful. I have attended numerous graduations here at the Academy, my own, of course. I flew back from college to my brother's graduation as he gave his valedictorian speech in 1992. I was also present in 2023, the 150th anniversary year for the school, when my oldest graduated and gave her valedictorian speech, while my brother was the commencement speaker. And last year, when my middle child graduated from MPA, and many more as a member of the Board of Trustees of the Academy. When asked, I cannot help but wonder, how could I compare to the likes of those before me? After all, unlike my brother, I did not help lead a multi-billion-dollar company. What advice could I possibly share with these graduates? What can they learn from little old me? I'm not a head of a company, not a millionaire, and I'm not regularly on the motivational speak circuit. Just a regular Joe Schmo. But what I can say is that I'm a mother, a sister, a daughter, a wife, a friend. And with that, I have experienced some things. At age 55, I experienced life. I've experienced obstacles, moments in life where I had to pivot. And it is that I will focus on today. When you took the time to think back to your first time at MPA, I also did the same. I had to look back 50 years. 50 years this year, I made my first steps at Morgan Park Academy. In 1976, at the tender age of 5 years old. I can clearly remember the bus pulling up to the side of my home, 12 minutes away from the school. As the door opened, I looked up to see what back then I would say was an old man who greeted me by. I remember clearly I was the last pickup as we headed towards the school. The man behind the wheel I would later learn was named Mr. Stilton, an upper school history teacher. Back then, all the bus drivers were MPA teachers. I just happened to be lucky enough to get Mr. Stilton. He was friendly, smiled a lot, and told the corniest jokes. And even more important, he made that first day memorable. What I also remember about MPA during my 13 years is that this was my second home. I remember being only one of a few Black children at this school. My dad chose this school because of its greatness, its challenges, its dedication to the students. So despite being one of the few, I felt cared for and loved just as equal as the other students. Oblivious to any differences when I was young, and when older, I embraced those differences. A school where students, we took time to celebrate cultures different from our own. While at MPA, I flourished. After all, I had been here since the age of 5, and I had the background to do well. There was the academics, few better schools in the city, few better teachers. The work was a challenge, but a challenge I was prepared for, and funny enough, that I longed for. Here I grew. I became a leader, a thinker, someone who enjoyed to learn. I was on the basketball team, captain, all conference. I was on the track team, all conference, captain. I was cum laude. I was National Honor Society member. Morgan Park Academy gives you the ability to grow. It gives you the ability to lead. It gives you the ability to think. I can't say that much for other places that you might have attended. After leaving Morgan Park Academy, I headed towards Stanford. Whereas when I was here, I felt that strength, I felt that ability to feel that confidence. I got to Stanford and I was trying to figure out what was different, what was wrong. As my track coach later told me, he said, "You are used to being the big fish in a little pond. You are now the little fish in the big pond." I had to now grow and learn how to accept that I was no longer the top of the class. I had to learn how to just focus on me, on my learning, and not worry about everybody else. As I left Stanford, I went and medical school is where that obstacle came. That first year became very difficult. I didn't know why. I had always excelled. I didn't know what was becoming of my brain, why I couldn't think. I finally got the answer. I had OCD. OCD had no name at that time. It was difficult to treat. It was difficult for me to even learn. I had to split up my first year of medical school into 2 years because that teacher would tell me, "I need you to read from page 100 to 200. Well, dude, there's 100 through 99 before 100. I can't start at page 100. And I learned that the reason why I did so well in high school, I did so well in college, was because I read every single day. I was trying to be that perfect student. Once I got to medical school, there was no time to read page 1 through 99. I had to pivot. I had to learn a different way. I split up those first 2 years. I learned, I got better. I saw doctors, I changed. But I made it through. And today I'm an MD. Life has a way of reminding us that no matter how prepared we think we are, there will be moments when that path ahead changes unexpectedly. As a student, I thought success was a straight line. Work hard, get good grades, go to college, build a career, live happily ever after. Simple, right? Well, not exactly. Over the years, I learned that life is far less about following a perfect plan and far more about learning how to adapt when the plan changes. There were moments of joy, moments of achievement, moments I hoped they would, but there was also disappointment, losses, times when doors closed, times when I questioned myself, times when I had to start over. And every single one of those moments taught me something valuable. I can tell you in my life since then, I have struggled. I have had a stroke. I have had breast cancer. I have learned how to walk again after having long COVID. None of those was as hard as learning to accept that I was not perfect. Having to be young and have people look at you because you have to separate those classes when you've come from such a place of greatness. So things do not always happen as you think they were, but they will happen as they should. It was a great lesson for me to learn, and I take it to everything I do today. The lesson was not that I needed to be perfect. The lesson that I needed to be resilient. Graduates, the world you are entering today is a different world from the world I entered when I sat where you are sitting. Technology has changed, careers have changed, entire industries have changed, but one thing has not changed. The people who succeed are not always the smartest people in the room. They are not always the wealthiest. They are not always the most connected. Often, they are simply the people who refuse to quit when life asks them to pivot. The people who get knocked down and stand back up. The people who are willing to learn something new. The people who have the courage to begin again. Remember those feelings I asked you to think about at the beginning of the speech. Anxiety at Morgan Park Academy because you were stepping into the unknown. Today, you are standing at another beginning. Some of you are headed to college. Some of you will pursue careers, service opportunities, entrepreneurship, other paths that have not even revealed themselves yet. Whatever comes next, I encourage you not to fear the unknown. Instead, embrace it, lean into it, because every meaningful chapter of your life will begin exactly where certainty ends. And when life inevitably presents obstacles, and it will, remember what this community has taught you. You know how to think, you know how to work, you know how to lead, you know how to care for others, you know how to persevere. Those lessons are far more important than any single grade, award, or accomplishment. They are the tools you will carry for the rest of your life. As I look out at this graduation class, I see future engineers, teachers, artists, entrepreneurs. Carry Morgan Park Academy with you. Values. Carry its commitment to excellence. Carry its belief that every person has something meaningful to contribute to this world. And whenever life asks you to pivot, remember that you've already done hard things. You have already grown. You have already overcome challenges for what comes next. Congratulations, class of 2026. May you continue to learn boldly, leadlessly, serve generously, and live with purpose. And wherever your journey takes you, know that you will always have a home here at Morgan Park Academy. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Dr. Alemany, for that wonderful speech. When you asked me to look back at my time when I began Morgan Park Academy, you were a junior in high school. So we've been connected that long. And your brother was in my 8th grade history class, and I was his homeroom teacher. Many memories there as well. But thank you for a great speech. And now we have a few student awards to give out as well, starting with the House Cup. Like many schools throughout the world, Morgan Park Academy divides all students, faculty, and staff into 5 houses, named for 5 giants of MPA history. They are the Blake House, the Malcolm House, the Norton House, the Theodore House, and the Withington House. The house system provides a framework for intramural athletic, charity, fundraising, and community competitions. Students win points for participation in all facets of school life, including academic achievement, co-curricular involvement, good deeds, and volunteer work. At the end of the year, the house with the most points wins the cup. This year, the winner is the Theodore House. Here to accept the cup are seniors Sincere Carter and Lavinia Liang. On the honor roll and high honor roll are 88% of our seniors who contributed their academic excellence all the way through the end of the year. The honor roll recognizes students who earned a grade point average of 3.3 across all major subjects for this school year. Please stand when I call your name. Jasmine King, Manasseh Mighty Harmon, Leah Murray, and Eden Redmond. All right, you may be seated. On the high honor roll for this school year, our students have earned a grade point average of at least 3.7 across all major subjects. The class of 2026 is well represented here. Please stand when I call your name. Daniel Adams, Annabella Arvalos, Karen Chen, Crystal Green, Asha Hawkins, Marcus Hayes Jr., Diego Hermosillo, Kevin Jenkins, Cameron Joyner, Lavinia Liang, Ava Malzone, Varun Paluri, Grant Ring, Justin Tyson, Chloe Underwood, Lilith Van Dyke, and Janet Williams. All right, you may be seated. Overall academics distinction prizes go to the students in each upper school class with the highest academic average for the school year. In the freshman class, we have a tie this year for the highest GPA for the year. Alec Murray and John Kasubas. If you're here, please stand up. In the sophomore class, Sam Lentner. In the junior class, Cecilia Drown. And in the senior class, Diego Hermosillo. We also survey the upper school as a whole for the 3 scholar awards in the form of gold, silver, and bronze medals to the students with the highest academic averages in the upper school for this school year. The bronze medal goes to Lilith Van Dyke. Silver medal goes to Varun Paluri. And the gold medal goes to Diego Hermosillo. The Jerome Thrall Junior Leadership Award is the most prestigious award given to students at the end of the junior year. It rewards the MPA tradition of excellence in citizenship, superior scholarship, and dedication to the enhancement of the common good. Recipients are chosen by the upper school faculty and receive a $4,000 scholarship for their senior year at the academy. I'd like to welcome the members of the Thrall family who are present today to join us and help present this award. This year's first recipient of the Thrall Award is an honor roll student, a member of next year's student council, and a 3-sport athlete competing in baseball, basketball, and track. Helps our admissions team by hosting prospective students and attending admissions events. He is hoping to go to college on the West Coast when he graduates and pursue a career in the film industry. Our first recipient is Tye Mason. I believe his family will be here to accept for him. I know he has a commitment today. Mr. Mason.
Sorry it's taking us so long, guys. We want you to graduate.
Our second recipient is an honor roll student who also volunteers with our admissions office as a standout in multiple sports. In addition to helping the girls soccer team win a state playoff game this spring, she repeated as a sectional champion in the 300-meter hurdles, qualifying to go to championships for the second time. Our next recipient of the Thrall Award is Kashay Matthews. All right, congratulations to everybody. Thank you. And thank you to the Thrall family again for your. To graduate with cum laude distinction, students must be ranked in the top 20% of their graduating class. With our small class sizes, that is a challenge. Students in the Cum Laude Society receive pins and certificates and are wearing gold caps today. To signify their membership, this year's cum laude graduates are, please stand when I call your name, Asha Hawkins, Diego Hermosillo, Vernon Flory, and Wilma Van Dyke. Right, thank you. You may be seated. Our two senior athlete awards are decided by a points formula that our athletic director, Coach Williams, takes charge of. It measures a student's overall contributions across 4 years of varsity and junior varsity participation. Eligible students must have attended the academy for at least 3 years of high school and played at least 2 sports. Our female award winner of the Christine Linnerud Award has played 3 sports with huge success on both team and an individual level. In soccer, she's the most decorated goalkeeper in MPA history, with 470 career saves and earning all sectional recognition twice as a 4-year starter. In basketball, she was an important contributor for 2 regional championships, and she played 2 seasons of JV volleyball as well. The recipient of the Christine Linnerud Award is Chloe Underwood. The Dan Niklicki Award is given to the best male athlete in the graduating class, and this year's recipient is a similarly versatile and standout across 3 sports. He was an all-conference slugger in baseball while providing great leadership and defense as a catcher. In basketball, he earned all-conference honors as well, while helping fuel a resurgence for the program in recent years. He started his high school career by playing a key role alongside his older brother on the varsity soccer team, and where they won a state playoff game. This year's recipient is Varun Palluri. The Martin Wolf Service Award is given annually to the senior with the most outstanding record of service to the school and the community. This is quite an impressive group of seniors that we have in the graduating class of 2026. In the past 4 years, they've recorded nearly 3,100 service hours. That averages out to 128 hours per, or far beyond the graduation requirement of 80 total hours. The Academy has a long-standing tradition of encouraging service to others that has been in existence since our founding date. Service is a core value that is reinforced on a daily basis through our interactions within our unique pre-K through 12 community. Students do not pursue service endeavors just because they have to do it. They do so because they enjoy doing it. Although 3,100 hours were officially recorded for this class in the past 4 years, I am confident that this does not truly account for all of the service that these students have performed. On a daily basis, we have witnessed this group of seniors actively assisting with their peers, teachers, and staff around campus. So many of these students have willingly donated their own time around campus and their own communities to lend a hand. Speaking from a personal experience, and I know that The MPA faculty would agree. We can ask any student at any time for help, and they are willing to do so with a smile on their face. This year's recipient of the Martin Wolf Service Award amassed nearly 600 service hours, and surely had more that weren't formally recorded. From early in his high school career with service to our MPA summer camp for multiple years, he has always been consistent and intentionally dedicated to serving others. Most notably, he served as a volunteer for the Brookfield Zoo, helping their summer camp and educating the younger campers about natural sciences. Looking for ways to connect students with science has been a passion for him. The recipient this year is Justin Tyson. The Lennon Taylor Award is presented each year to a senior scholar in recognition of their academic achievement, citizenship, and participation in school activities, as determined by a vote of the upper school faculty. The award is named in honor of Jean Landon Taylor, who served as an instructor of English and head of the English department at Morgan Park Military Academy from 1929 to 1945. This year's recipient is Evan Jenkins. Award is presented each year to a senior scholar in recognition of scholastic excellence, citizenship, and participation in school activities, as chosen by a vote of the upper school faculty. This year, the award goes to Lilith Van Dyke. The Harry D. Abels Award is presented annually to the class salutatorian based on a 4-year cumulative grade point average. The award is named for Colonel Harry Delmont Abels, who joined Morgan Park Academy as a science teacher in 1898. Colonel Abels was instrumental in the reorganization of the school after we separated from the University of Chicago, and then served as superintendent of Morgan Park Military Academy for nearly 30 years before retiring in 1945. Your salutatorian this year is Varun Palur. Finally, the Hayden E. Jones Cup is presented annually to the class valedictorian as determined by the administration based on the 4-year cumulative grade point average. To be eligible, a student must have attended the academy for at least 3 years, including 11th and 12th grades. Its namesake, Lieutenant Colonel Hayden Jones, joined the faculty of Morgan Park Academy as an instructor in Latin and history in 1899, while the academy was still part of the University of Chicago. When we separated from the university, he joined Colonel Abels in reorganizing was Morgan Park Academy, and he served as superintendent until 1946. Since 1937, this beautiful quad has been named in his honor, along with this top student award. This year, the award goes to Diego Hermosillo. All right, congratulations to all our award winners. Now, Diego gets the chance to put his awards away. He will be coming right up here momentarily because it's time for his valedictorian address. Please welcome again, Diego Hermosillo.
All right. Hey, everybody. Yeah. Okay, before I even begin this speech, I have a disclaimer. I don't think I could have given this speech 4 years ago. And shout out to the teachers who knew me 4 years ago, because here I am, about to say some things that might sound a little weird. Things like, be okay with being disliked by other people. Don't seek recognition. And probably the strangest one of all, be kind and do your best. but I'll get into that later. I think there are some thanks that need to be given. Thank you to all the teachers, faculty and staff, and especially parents and caregivers. Without you all, this moment would not be happening, and the class of 26 and I are extremely grateful for all the love and hard work you put into getting us here. Thank you so much, and I'm honored to be able to give this speech. Now, most of you might know me as Diego, Duck Boy, if you know Asha, or maybe the kid who thought he could see the bottom in 6,000 feet of water, if you're on the Bahamas Project Week trip. Also, I would say this is the first valedictorian speech to ever be written entirely with ChatGPT, but I decided that's too unoriginal, and decided to write it with Grok this year instead. Just kidding. The class of 26 has come a long way. We went from naive freshmen roaming the halls and actually having to take gym to innocent sophomores with just enough freedom to know MPA, but not enough to really change it. To overworked juniors taking every AP class and club while still somehow having time to hop on the game. To finally, stage 4 senioritis seniors. Here we are. But seriously, I'm proud of all of us. This class is full of some of the smartest and kindest people I've ever met. And before I get into the whole motivational yapping part, I want to take a small look back on some of the things we've done. This year, we helped create and lead a student-run coffee shop. Big thanks to Miss Carey and Miss Isom for making sure we didn't burn the school down. And to Varun for being late to every shift. Thank you. We guided underclassmen in National Honor Society. Thanks to Miss Kohler for making sure we put the flag right side up. And to Liam for being able to put the flag up in the wind when no one else could. True legend. We carried the younger generation in sports. Thanks, Lavinia. We got carried off Team State. Thanks, Najati. We organized events through Student Council. Thanks, Grant. And most importantly, we contributed humor and companionship to the amazing community of MPA. Thanks, everyone. So, here we are. All of us graduating, about to leave MPA. A lot of questions are probably going through our minds. What am I going to do in college? Will I always remember to be kind and do my best? How many holes are in a straw? Before we get the ceremony over with, and before we go on to our own paths, I want to try and answer some of these questions. Although, disclaimer, I can't tell you how many holes are in a straw. We would need Grant for that. It's mostly up to us now to make our own paths. But when we think of the word freedom, a lot of ideas come to mind. People might say, you need money to be free. Others might say, it comes from breaking away from the organizations, expectations, or people that hold you back. And I think there's truth to that. But I would argue that one of the deepest forms of freedom is being willing to be disliked by other people, which is kind of a risky thing to say in a speech where I'm actively hoping that you all like me. When I first came to MPA, I was a shy kid who barely spoke. I used to wear a mask, even when I didn't need one, and I didn't really have many friends. Back then, I was terrified of being disliked by anyone, so instead of even trying, I usually kept my head down and tried not to take up any space. Let's zoom back a couple years to USA Climbing Rope Climbing Regionals. The problem was that I was afraid of heights. I know, a climber being afraid of heights, that makes no sense, but somehow that was the situation. As the event got closer, I kept overthinking everything. I thought, I'm going to embarrass myself, and I'm going to place badly. People are going to be disappointed in me. And when the day finally came, I couldn't get myself to go. My friends were even texting me. One of them said they would go bald right now if I went to the event, which is a pretty strange motivational strategy, but honestly, I respect the commitment. Looking back, I wish I'd gone. And I don't say that because I think it would have fixed everything, or that I would have played super well. I wish I had gone because at least I would have chosen solid action over fear. And I think that shows something important about the ways we live. In life, we spend so much of our mental energy looking for recognition from others. We are told to follow the guardrails that people set out for us. Work at this company. Get into this university. Choose the impressive thing, not the thing you actually care about. And slowly, if we let other people's eyes become our guide, we lose our freedom. We choose the action that earns approval, not the action that brings meaning. True freedom is having the courage to be disliked. It is understanding that it's our job to put ourselves out there, and it's other people's job to deal with that. Be responsible. But do not make your life smaller just so it fits more easily inside someone else's opinion. And the point of this is not to be selfish. It is not to ignore other people or to pretend that nothing matters except yourself. Actually, I think the opposite is true. Once you stop living only for approval, you become more capable of doing something useful for other people. As a class, we can do great things. We can follow our dreams, and more importantly, we can contribute to others. Because out of all the complexities of life, contributing to other people might be the most important. So, I encourage you to continue what MPA has preached for the past 4 years. Do community service and support a cause you care about. Not because you'll get service hours and please Miss Drown, but because you want to advance something meaningful and make the world better. When I think about contribution, I think about my mom. She founded the Chicago Chicken Rescue to help injured and lost birds. She didn't do it to be recognized, and she definitely did not do it for the money. She did it because these birds had nowhere else to go. So, thank you, Mom. I think you embody both contribution to and the courage to be disliked. Because rescuing chickens is not exactly a normal hobby, but I think it's really meaningful, and that matters more. I want to take another moment to thank some of the teachers and staff members who believed in us and helped us along the way. To Ms. Burgess, who had to read all our chicken scratch essays, thank you. To say our writing grew by leaps and bounds during our 2 years with you would be an understatement. Thank you. Dro and Ms. Drown, we're sorry for all the trouble we caused. Thank you for all the reminders and for keeping us focused. Without both of you, most of us would probably still be sleeping right now. And to Ms. Tara, thank you for educating us on important topics and making sure all of us students feel seen and respected. We appreciate you taking our mental health seriously and listening when there's nobody else. Before I leave you, it has been an honor to give this. I hope my previous yap was at least not entirely super boring and cliche. I hope you remember that it's okay to be disliked, but it's also important to be kind, to contribute, and to do your best without needing the whole world to clap for you. And finally, a quote from Gerard Anthony Higgins. Before I get up out of here, I want to tell you that you can do anything you put your mind to, period. As long as you work hard, give it your all, and don't listen to what anybody has to say. It's your world, you can do what you want. Always remember that. Thank you so much, everyone. We made it.
All right, thank you, Diego, for that great speech as well. And now is the time as far as we're going to be ready to award diplomas here in a moment. Graduates come forward. You're going to receive your diplomas from Dr. Cavallone. And then also Mr. Pluri will be there to congratulate you as well. Right, first row, please stand.
Danielle Cherie Adams.
Got some things to say about you first. Hold on. All right. Dedication and Danielle go hand in hand throughout her high school career. She has been an integral part of BPA, most notably this year as a mainstay of the newly established Coffee Corner. Danielle worked tirelessly to make the Coffee Corner a success, always stepping up with a smile and readily covering responsibilities whenever needed. That same commitment was evident in student council, where she led the catering committee. She listened carefully to student feedback and continued to look for ways to improve the efficiency and accuracy of these monthly events. Danielle balances a great sense of humor with strong social skills and knows when it is time to get serious. She's also devoted countless hours to planning prom over the past 2 years, always focused on making the experience better for others. She's committed to continual growth. She takes her academics seriously, actively seeks feedback, and works hard to deepen her understanding. An outgoing student who has embraced her every opportunity available to her, She even spends her summers pursuing additional coursework and volunteer service. She plans to study finance and mathematics at the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign.
Danielle Cherie Adams. Annabella Arevalos.
Annabella has never met a Project Week adventure she didn't like. Always eager to try something new, she embraces opportunities with enthusiasm while also showing patience and understanding toward those who may be more hesitant. A person of integrity, she consistently does the right thing, even when no one is watching. That made her the perfect leader for Diversity Council. She played a pivotal role in establishing new events, including the International Student Panel, while preserving favorite traditions such as International Day. Annabella is an incredibly kind person who treats everyone with compassion and grace. She sees the best in others and never expects anything in return. Even after completing her initial passion project commitment, she continued coaching lower school students in the Winter Volleyball League this school year. Through her athleticism, competitiveness, and sportsmanship, she served as an outstanding role model. Those students were fortunate to have her as their coach for 2 consecutive years. She plans to study nursing at Bradley University.
Annabella Arevalos.
With his trademark smile and treats everyone with a genuine respect. When he asks, "How are you?" which he has said many times, he truly cares about the answer and often follows up because he is sincerely interested in the lives of others. At the same time, he is funny and never takes himself too seriously. His greatest strength may be the way he cares for those around him, especially in his roles as soccer coach and camp counselor. Younger students naturally gravitate towards him because he treats them with respect and willingly gives them his time and attention. An honest student who holds himself accountable and strives to do the right thing. He also has grown tremendously as a leader. It has been rewarding to watch this development on the varsity soccer team from being a role player to serving team captain and leader. Through it all, he demonstrated what it means to consistently put forth your best self. Study computer engineering at Roosevelt University.
Sincere Carter. Hoiki Karen Chen.
Karen may be the happiest student on campus, always smiling and helping others smile. She approaches life with optimism and a remarkable ability to see the bright side of any situation. She takes her work seriously and demonstrates persistence. She is always willing to help others and takes genuine interest in making sure everyone is doing well. As co-president of the National Honor Society, she worked diligently to make the tutoring program more accessible for students and teachers, continually seeking improvements throughout the year. As a member of the tennis team, she embraced both the enjoyment and growth that come with competition, while also never forgetting to our Lunar New Year celebrations, where she shines stage while celebrating opportunities for others to learn, participate, and shine as well. Her ability to communicate effectively encourages others and see the best in people is a rare gift. She plans to study biology on a pre-med track at the University of Wisconsin-Madison.
Hoiki Karen Chen. Maxwell Rasul Cronin.
Beneath Max's seemingly aloof exterior is a kind-hearted and sincere person. Although he may not always have a strong sense of time, he will always make time for his teachers, classmates, friends, and family. On the soccer field, Max consistently put his team ahead of himself, even stepping into goal when others were reluctant to do so. He's a favorite among campers at our summer camp, where his easygoing personality makes him approachable, while his leadership helps maintain clear expectations. During the fall, Max assisted with coaching younger soccer players at MPA and quickly became a favorite among both athletes and families. Under his guidance and encouragement, those students focused on working hard, doing their best, and enjoying the game. Whether in athletics camp or the classroom, Max consistently demonstrates strong character and a commitment to personal growth. He plans to study education, and Political Science at Roosevelt University.
Maxwell Rasul Cronin. Crystal Geraldine Green.
One of the sweetest students on campus, her smile and positive spirit will be greatly missed. She is often the first person to recognize when someone needs encouragement and is always ready to provide it. Empathetic and thoughtful, Crystal has a remarkable ability to put herself in others' shoes and ensure that everyone is treated with fairness and grace. Though she may be quiet in the classroom, when she speaks, her words are thoughtful, insightful, and clear. She carefully considers her perspectives and communicates them with confidence and purpose. As a leader in BPA, Crystal developed an impressive stage presence. Transformation from an eighth grader who first joined the organization to the senior who stood before hundreds of people at this year's gala and shared her journey was truly remarkable. As co-president of Diversity Council, she consistently put her values into action by listening to others and making inclusion a priority. She plans to study forensic science at Loyola University, Chicago.
Crystal Geraldine Green. Asha Mayat Grace Hawkins.
Ever the jokester, Asha often gets people laughing because she finds her own jokes so entertaining. She knows when to step into the spotlight, and whenever she does, she impresses us with her singing and acting abilities, whether on stage for concerts, musicals, talent shows, or assemblies. Asha approaches life with a sense of adventure. During Project Week trips, she is always willing to take risks, try new things, and embrace unfamiliar experiences. We also remember her deep love of animals, which brought us the gift of Morgan, the kitten in Miss Sandy's office. On the tennis court and soccer field, she demonstrated both tenacity and teamwork, becoming a critical part of the team while supporting those around her. The recipient of a full tuition Posse scholarship, she plans to study physics and geosciences at Oberlin College.
Asha Mayat Grace Hawkins. Marcus Leonard Hayes Jr.
Always a gentleman, Marcus consistently puts others before himself. He can often be found doing the right thing for a peer, whether standing up for someone, including others in activities, or simply time during passing periods to check in and make sure someone is doing well. Marcus brings a cheerful energy wherever he goes. Performances. He takes responsibility for his actions and continually strives to do what is right. One of his greatest strengths is his commitment to inclusivity. He dislikes seeing anyone left out and goes out of his way to ensure that everyone feels welcome. Even more impressive is his ability to inspire others to do the same. He connects easily with people and always seems able to find common ground, making him someone who gets along with everyone. He plans to study nursing at Chamberlain University.
Marcus Leonard Hayes Jr. Hermosillo.
Although Diego may seem quiet and reserved at first, introduce a topic that interests him, and his enthusiasm quickly becomes apparent. An accomplished rock climber, Diego has competed in local, state, and national competitions. He approaches everything he does with thoughtfulness and careful consideration. Whenever Diego contributes to classroom discussions or activities, it is clear he has invested significant time and effort into his ideas. His trademark chicken drawings on assignment will certainly be missed. Over the past 2 years, Diego has played a major leadership role in the development of the Scholastic Bowl. In addition to competing against other schools, he took responsibility for organizing teammates, keeping them focused, and helping them prepare for competitions. His dedication helped strengthen both the team's knowledge and its sense of purpose. He plans to study biological sciences on a pre-med track at Northwestern University.
Diego Hermosillo. Heaven Jalea Jenkins.
Caring, creative, and artistic, Heaven has enriched our community in countless ways. We've enjoyed her musical contributions in concerts and musicals, as well as her enthusiasm and ability to engage in thoughtful debate on just about any topic. Insightful and articulate, Heaven brings unique perspectives to every conversation. It is always clear that she carefully considers her ideas before sharing them. She is also deeply inclusive, recognizing when others need support and lifting them up when it matters the most. She cares deeply about her community. Her passion project, which included collecting winter clothing for a local homeless shelter and helping establish a spring community garden, reflected her commitment to improving the lives of others. We especially will miss her presence on stage and the artistic talent she has shared so generously with our community. She plans to study civil engineering at Bradley University.
Helen Delia Jenkins. Cameron Danielle Jointer.
Cameron is both level-headed and enthusiastic. As a member of the yearbook staff, she worked diligently to ensure that every detail was accurate and up to date. Her attention to detail and a commitment to excellence consistently help projects meet and often exceed expectations. As an enthusiastic member of the culinary club, she was always ready to participate, whether the menu featured. She approached activities with energy and a willingness to quickly from challenges and continues moving forward. Polite, thoughtful, and fair-minded, she goes out of her way to ensure that others are treated with kindness and respect. She plans to study psychology at Illinois State University.
Cameron Danielle Jointer. Jasmine Jamil King.
A force to be reckoned with on the tennis court. She has always made her presence known. Her love for the game, strong competitive spirit, and constant encouragement of her teammates made her an outstanding athlete and a teammate, as well as a multiple-time qualifier for the state singles tournament. Jasmine enjoys tackling complex questions and examining issues from multiple perspectives. She's a strong advocate for herself and others and works to ensure that every voice is heard. During Project Week experiences, she's immersed herself fully in every opportunity. She participated enthusiastically and consistently, looked for ways to make each experience more enjoyable for those around her. Her senior breakfast speech perfectly illustrated her gift for turning ordinary moments into unforgettable memories. Her reflections on the senior retreat to IHOP and the arcade reminded us that her energy and enthusiasm make any experience memorable. Her contagious laugh and joyful spirit have brought countless smiles to our community. She plans to study political science at Clark Atlanta University.
Jasmine Jamil King. Lavinia Liang.
If you cannot find Lavinia, the first place to look is the theater booth. For the past 3 years, she has been a constant presence behind the scenes, serving as the technical backbone for events across every division of MPA. From lower school assemblies to talent shows and musicals, Lavinia has worked with countless students and adults while skillfully managing the demands of a wide variety of events. Her reliability and versatility have made her an invaluable member of the community. As co-president of the National Honor Society, she worked to streamline the tutoring process, help create quicker collaboration and more effective tutor-student pairings. As a three-sport athlete, she adapted seamlessly to different coaches, teammates, and competitive environments: tennis, basketball, and soccer. In every setting, she approached challenges with determination and willingness to grow. Engaging, hardworking, and welcoming, she is often the first person to introduce herself, make others feel comfortable. She embraces responsibility, seeks out challenges, and consistently rises to meet them. She plans to study psychology on a pre-law track at Indiana University in Bloomington.
Lavinia Liang. Ava Malzone.
Busy does not even begin to describe Ava. In addition to her many commitments at school, she has spent years excelling as a competitive figure skater. Her dedication to skating has never wavered, and she has achieved an impressive balance between athletics, academics, and the many other demands of life. She is also one of the kindest people to walk through MPA's doors. Thoughtful and inclusive, she always takes the time to listen to others and genuinely cares about what they have to say. No one ever feels dismissed by Ava. Instead, people are drawn to her warmth, empathy, and willingness to be present for them. If you need encouragement, Ava is the person to see. She has a remarkable to bring out the best in others, and that may be her greatest strength of all. She plans to study finance and international business at Northeastern University in Boston.
Ava Malzone. Munashe Mighty Harmon.
Quick-witted and an excellent debater, Menashe is someone who will always advocate for herself and for others. She possesses a genuine curiosity and love of learning that extends across disciplines from anatomy to Spanish and beyond. She consistently engages in material, participates actively, and approaches learning with enthusiasm. She enters new experiences with an attitude and a desire to grow. She enjoys collaborating with her peers and values the opportunity to learn from those around her. As a member of the Culinary Club, she was always eager to try new recipes and work alongside classmates to create something special. In the Art Center, Menashe truly found her voice. Her artistic talents flourished throughout high school. She embraced challenges and explored a wide range of artistic mediums. Her creativity, dedication, and willingness to stretch herself have been inspiring. We will certainly miss seeing her work on display. She plans to study nursing at Northern Illinois University.
Munashe Mighty Harmon. Kadria Muhammad.
There is always laughter when Kadria is among her friends and classmates. Witty, insightful, and attentive to others, she has become someone her upper school students naturally admire and look up to. She advocates for herself when needed and approaches her work with creativity and determination. Her talents have been especially evident in audio and video editing projects, where she consistently brought thoughtful ideas and originality to her work. Even when the assignments are pushed for outside of her comfort zone, such as acting, she gave her full effort and embraced the challenge. She is still finding her journey.
Kadria Muhammad.
His quick wit, time comments, and commanding stage presence. Liam was dedicated as a contributor from the very beginning. He also was a standout during service days. His commitment to volunteering at Sundown Meadow, where he demonstrated the value of hard work and service to others. During the Andros trip, he eagerly embraced new experiences and set a wonderful example for younger students through his willingness to step outside of his comfort zone. Whether participating in a robotics project, hunting for invertebrates, competing in a game of charades, or playing an impromptu volleyball match, he always found the balance. Take science led him to his collection of 3D printed creations. He loves trying new things and encouraging others to do the same. He plans to study biochemistry and psychology on a pre-med track at Oberlin College.
Liam Murray. Varun Paluri.
Whether sinking three-pointers on the basketball court or excelling behind the plate as catcher, he has distinguished himself as an athlete. He has also distinguished himself in the classroom through his strong work ethic and thoughtful approach to learning. A polite and respectful student, Varun consistently strives to do what is right. He has mastered the balance between taking academics seriously and enjoying time with his friends. He works hard to achieve his goals while never losing the sight of the importance of enjoying the journey. During the Andros trip, Varun fully embraced every opportunity that came his way. He appreciated every moment and eagerly explored each new experience. That same mindset carries into the classroom, where he continually looks for ways to improve. His BPA, excuse me. Just some more stage time. As a BPA leader over the past 4 years, he demonstrated talent and passion for business. He's been one of the organization's most dedicated student leaders and consistently makes success a priority. He plans to study biology on a pre-med track at Northwestern University.
Varun Paluri. Kaya Gray Redmond.
Authentic and true to herself, she possesses a quiet confidence and maturity that makes her a stand-up. Sure that whatever needs to happen actually happens. She played a major role in Coffee Corner and was always willing to help, even when she was not scheduled to work. She has demonstrated tremendous dedication to her academic journey, as well as a strong sense of self-awareness. Wise beyond her years, she approaches challenges with integrity, confidence, and a clear understanding of who she is. Intentional with her time and her energy, she commits fully to everything she takes on, whether solving a difficult problem independently, creating study materials for classmates, playing key roles for the soccer or tennis teams, or simply checking in on someone who may need support. She consistently looks for ways to make life better for those around her. She's reliable and has a commitment to helping others. She earned full ride scholarship to Dominican University, where she plans to study psychology and criminology.
Kaya Gray Redmond. Grant Daniel Ring.
It is impossible to talk about Grant without mentioning Dr. Pepper. As we learn of MPA life, he has been deeply invested in student council through his 4 years of high school and played an instrumental role in the launching of new initiatives. One of his most memorable accomplishments was organizing and leading a town hall meeting with poise, maturity, and confidence. Even more impressive was what came afterwards. He listened carefully to the concerns and recommendations of his peers and worked to turn those ideas into a meaningful during the remainder of the school year. That is leadership, at its finest, being willing to hear criticism, thoughtfully consider different perspectives, and collaborate on solutions that improve the community for everyone. He plans to study philosophy and political science at Boston University.
Grant Daniel Ring. Justin Tyson.
Justin has always been committed to service. This year's recipient of the Martin Wolf Service Award completed all of his required service hours during the summer before ninth grade. Yet rather than stopping there, he continued to serve through high school, becoming a regular volunteer at Sundown Meadow Forest Preserve and contributing to the summer camp at Brookfield Zoo. He possesses a natural talent and enthusiasm for science, curious by nature, but why? And it is not satisfied until he fully understands a concept. His thoughtful questions often help not only himself, but also his classmates gain a deeper understanding of the material. As a lab partner, Justin was quick to grasp complex ideas and equally eager to help others do the same. It has been rewarding to watch him engage in scientific discovery with curiosity, enthusiasm, and a genuine desire to bring others along in the learning process. He plans to study biochemistry on a pre-med track at Syracuse University.
Justin Tyson. Chloe Lorraine Underwood.
A versatile and dedicated athlete, Chloe approaches every practice, drill, and competition with determination and a desire to improve. Her commitment to giving her best effort is evident every time she steps foot on the soccer field or basketball court. In soccer, Chloe was our starting goalkeeper for 4 years, brand new to the sport, graduating as the most decorated, accomplished goalie in MPA girls soccer history. One of her greatest strengths is her resilience. She consistently meets challenges, setbacks, and returns stronger and more determined than before. That same mindset carries into the classroom. She works hard, embraces new challenges, and approaches each subject with curiosity and enthusiasm. Whether in athletics or academics, she is fully engaged and genuinely enjoys being part of the MPA community. She plans to study health sciences at Central Michigan University.
Chloe Lorraine Underwood. Lilith Sakara Van Dyke.
Credited with bringing the vision of the upper school variety show to life, she has always demonstrated an extraordinary ability to turn ideas into reality. Once inspired, they enthusiastically explore possibilities develop creative solutions, and pursue a vision with determination. Lilith consistently sets ambitious goals and then exceeds them. They approach every opportunity with energy, creativity, and a commitment to excellence that inspires those around them. Whether in academics, the arts, or extracurricular activities, Lilith gives full effort and encourages others to do the same. Their stage presence has been unforgettable throughout their performances in our musicals, always performing with confidence and professionalism. Academically, Lilith has also achieved remarkable success, continually finding new challenges and setting new goals. Their plan to pursue studies in multiple disciplines make it clear that the sky is not the limit for Lilith. They plan to study statistics, musical theater, and art at Boston University.
Sankara Van Dyke. Janet Laverne Williams.
Janet's MPA journey began before ninth grade, when she served as a summer camp counselor and quickly demonstrated her determination to set goals and accomplish them. By the time she officially started high school, she had already completed her service hours requirement. With that goal achieved, she devoted herself to her other passions, particularly the arts. A constant presence in the Arts Center, she has always been a key contributor to the Haunted Hallways and an important member of Chorus. Her strong voice and dedication to performance have enriched countless events throughout her high school years. Janet's growth has been remarkable. She evolved from a student focused on checking off goals to a quiet leader who confidently pursues her interest. Whether through comics, choir, or community involvement, she has carved out her own path and embraced every opportunity to grow. Like so many of her classmates, she leaves MPA as a confident, goal-oriented graduate who is prepared to meet any challenge ahead. She plans to study biology at the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign.
Janet Laverne Williams.
Graduates, by the authority vested in Morgan Park Academy and having fulfilled all graduation requirements, you are now officially graduated. Please move your tassels from the right to the left. Thank you all for coming today. Our new graduates will leave first to receive their guests around the semicircle here in Jonesboro. Okay.